So, hello. Now, I wasn't going to do part 3, but I really want to experiment with this. I've only got 3 cans. So, I've just done part 1 was the review of the Cream of the North, basically. Northern Rising, Unity, Stout. It was in the fridge. It was cold. It was as cold as the North. Probably not quite as cold as the North, but it was fairly cold. But I've always been one for like experimenting with malty beers. Now this sort of says there is, smooth, dark, and malty, and I think maltiness comes from more cask ale temperature beers. And because I've reviewed this, and if you're watching this now, you probably need to go and watch part 1 and part 2. Let me bore you with them. But I want to open this can now, and I would say this is probably more like, I mean, it's warmed up in here now because I've got the heater squeaking on over there. This is probably more at about 13 degrees. And, the guys at Northern Monk and Timothy Taylor might turn around and say to me, oh my word, that is way, way too warm. But I just felt with this stout being cold, that it just slightly lacked the creaminess that I expected out of it. So I tell you what, it certainly does produce a really nice big head. So I just want to have this beer now. A bit of a warmer temperature, still dribbling out the can. I don't want any of this to stay in the can because trust me, this is a nice stout. And you know what makes it even nicer, and I've said this in part 2, I think I've said it in part 1 as well. What makes it even nicer is that it's their stout. They're not trying to make it anybody else's stout. They're not trying to compete with anybody else. They're just making it in the style of a stout that was formerly London and was made famous in Dublin by obviously Guinness. That's a reference to Guinness, but it was made famous by them, and they're not here to take over Guinness. They've made it their own. So I want to that's took quite a short amount of time to settle this time. It actually looks believe it or not, it looks a little darker. Now it's a little bit warmer. Because sometimes you can get like the beer, believe it or not, when it's very cold, it can look a little bit less dark than what it actually is. You can get almost like a haze, probably not from a nitro stout, but you can almost get a haze from it if it's too cold. Anyway, these are in my Spencer Arms glasses that they need a regenerate. I've not done that. I've just sort of washed them by hand, and it's not really good enough. And probably like my Guinness glasses, just judging by what I've just done with the lacing down the glass, they need a regeneration as well. But anyway, it's not about that. It's about the beer. Cheers, everyone. Let's see what this tastes like. A bit warmer. Really is a nice stout, that. Yeah, it really is. So I've had this, and then I've had a Guinness, and then I'm coming back to this. And this is still independently on its own, doing its own thing, giving all the same flavours. I've not even done a palate cleanser or anything. It was funny because I had that, and then I had the Guinness, and I could taste the complete difference in the Guinness. The Guinness was beautiful. And I've come back to this, and I can taste the complete difference in this. This is beautiful. This is lovely. There's no way on this earth that this is trying to be anything other than what it is. And that's what I keep ranting on about. I'm going to make this video quite short because I've already done it. But I just wanted to come back to this after the Guinness, just to make sure in my own mind that I'm getting all the flavours that I had before out of this, and also to see if there's any more to give with this being a little bit warmer. And to be quite honest with you, I would say probably not. It says store below 5 degrees. Drink as fresh as possible. So Obviously all the beers will go in the fridge. I've only just got them, and it's quite cool in the day anyway. But yeah, regardless, this is one of those beers now that this has still got the exact same flavours in as what it was when it was cold. So I would suggest that you drink this as it's suggested, as cold as the north. Get that really, really cold, and it will be a lovely, lovely drink. There's no astringent flavours in this. All the flavours seem real and natural and well put together. It is really nice. It's probably a little bit of nutty flavour in there as well. But yeah, you're definitely getting the roasted malts. You're definitely getting the dark chocolate. You're getting a slight bit of what seems like coffee, but that's just on the bitterness side of it. It's very slight bitterness. Very, very slight dryness, but nothing too dry. It's got a lot of silkiness going on in there. Sticky on the lips. Yeah, it's a great beer. I just hope that they keep making this. Normally with these beers, they don't carry on making it, but I hope they do, or I hope in years to come that they do another one. But yeah, I suggest that I got it from Timothy Taylor's website because that was the only place it was in stock, and it was part of a bundle, so I had to buy 16 beers. 3 of them were these little babies, and yeah, I've enjoyed it. It just keeps giving. Probably at this temperature, the chocolate's a bit more dustier, if you get me. You're almost getting sort of like a cacao sort of nib, sort of dustiness if you have like that sort of style. There's a lot of interesting flavours in this, and it's one of those beers that's like, you probably have one now, and then like 2 days later you'll have one, and you probably have something different to eat in the day, or you've had a cup of coffee before you've come down, or you've drank something different or whatever, and then you might get a little bit of different flavours. But overall, the flavours that are coming from this are absolutely great, and it is smooth, dark, and malty. That is pretty much what it is. It is a very nice stout that gives is there a widget in there? There must be. Oh no, that's why it's saying pour hard. So there's no widget in there. It's a pour hard nitro stout. So the reason you've got to turn it upside down and pour it hard is because you're not relying on a widget to break out them gases. The nitrogen, you've got to pour it hard, upside down, pour it hard to break it out. And yeah, it's not sticking all up the glass, but that's my fault, probably, with the glasses. Very, very enjoyable. So my 2 stouts for International Stout Day is this, for being an independent stout brewed by 2 fantastic breweries, both that I love and respect, and this brewed by the one and only Guinness Nitro Stout gurus, and 4.1, 4.4. But like I say, totally independent, totally different, total like thanks for the style. I'm brewing a nitro stout. Thanks for you guys bringing it to the front of house. Great, just great. Anyway, right, I'm off. Hope you've enjoyed the stouts that you've had this week. These have been the only stouts I've had. This week I've been trying so hard. I've been very busy. I've been trying so hard not to sort of drink in the week. And I'm going to have probably a few weeks off where I'm going to literally go teetotal all week, and then just have a couple of 3 the weekend, just to reset a little bit and just give the body a bit of a break, because I do drink an awful lot, really. Only beer, but probably a little bit too much than what I should. and then I moan about having a beer belly. But anyway, there you go. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you for liking, thank you for commenting, thank you for subscribing, and thank you for putting up with me. Hashtag Speno Waffle is something that I'm quite proud of. And it's all for the love, it's all for fun. I get nothing out of this. In fact, it cost me a fortune to bring all these videos to the channel, but it's all for the fun, and I personally enjoy doing it, and it's good therapy, and that's a good release. Right, take care everybody, and stay safe, live, laugh, love as always. Take care of each other and be kind. Cheers.